Hi, good afternoon. My name is Baylee Naples, and today we're going to be talking a little about reservations, specifically checking in. Today, we will learn about how to check in guests at the front desk. This training will help you to understand guest registration procedures step by step. After this training, you should be able to complete your first check in with the hotel guest. Always remember that guests should be registered within 10 minutes with complete information. Greeting should be warm and personalized. Google Sites, Kahoot, and Audacity are going to be helping me today to do this training. Google Sites is a step-by-step process. Kahoot is going to quiz your understanding of checking in the guests, and Audacity is going to be able to record my voice so you can hear a little bit more information during the check-in today. Now remember, registration can be defined as the process of assigning rooms to the guest at the time of their arrivals by filling necessary details about the guest, and the rooms contain a registration form. Today we are going to be talking about the step-by-step process, a little bit more about check-ins, and the proper verbiage during that time of check-in. Now we're going to be going over to the check-in process. Remember, during check-in is a pivotal role to making sure the guest has a good experience and wanting to come back over and over again. It's more or less the first time or their first interaction, other than the bellman, with the hotel is going to be at the desk. Now, with the check-in process, the first thing that you want to do is smile as soon as you do see a guest. Greet them warmly with good morning, afternoon, evening. How may I assist you today? Ask about how their travels were coming in today. Welcome them to the hotel. Now, next, you want to ask for a valid ID and a credit card. From there on out, you do want to utilize their last name when you are speaking to them. You're going to look up the guest reservation. You're going to go over the stay dates, the room type, confirm credit card on file, and confirm the phone number and email address. Now, for the phone number, just in case there are emergencies, and an email address, of course, they will get a survey at the end of their stay, and they're able to do a faster checkout too as well. Now, there are a few things that you do want to ask the guests upon arrival. You want to ask the guests if they happen to utilize valet or self-park upon arrival. You want to make sure that they do get free self-parking or valet. Next thing you do want to ask the guest is if they want to add anyone else onto the reservation. Now, this is going to make sure that they have charging privileges and room key access. Please verify that all guests that are being added onto the reservation are 18 and over. Please add a valid ID as well, so any other agent can go over there and take a look at it. Lastly, you want to ask the guests if they needed any luggage assistance today, whether they need help from getting it from their car or bringing it to their room or anything of that sort. When going over room booking, ask the guests if they have any preferences on the room. Now, this can lead to near the elevator, high floor, low floor, quiet room, other different view options, connecting rooms, smoking floor, non-smoking floor. All preferences are based on availability and are only preferences, but we do want to make sure we honor the guest preference if it is available. If available, ask guests if they would like to upgrade their room too as well. You do have the option to do any type of upgrades, which can lead to later compensation on your end, but that would be on a different training session as well. Let the guests know of the mandatory resort fee. Tell the guests what is included with the resort fee. Now, this would include Wi-Fi, parking, phone calls, and the fitness center. Wi-Fi is up to 4 devices at a 7 mbm speed. Parking is free. Phone calls are unlimited in the room, and you do have the fitness center for up to 2 people can be utilized. If the guest has a message on their reservation, print out the message and go over what message entails. Inform the guest how and where they can redeem the credit. Most of the time, most messages are for resort credits. That could be with either the spa credit, food and beverage credit. It can also be for a package that can be a message. Let the guests know where they can have it delivered and where they can pick it up. And any other type of messages can be from other departments, letting them know, a guest know if there's something new or different on their reservation, or if they had any other questions that are being answered at this time. Next, you're going to discuss the deposit options. You're going to go over what you're going to be authorizing on the card. Review the first night's deposit. If card is not present, then refund the first night deposit and inquire about how the guest would like to pay for the reservation. Ensure if a guest presents a credit card, the credit card is swiped and checked. Let the guests know of the different things that are going to be authorized depending on the reservation. Then after that, check the guest in. Complete the registration card. The registration card is going to be all the terms and conditions that the guests are going to be signing for. Advise of room keys, minibars, and express checkout. Then after that, complete the orientation. Discuss guest to hotel Direct guests to hotel elevators and complete hotel orientation, pointing out three relevant and unique venues for guests to visit. Try to at least explain three different places that the guests are able to utilize while they're here, while it's either restaurants or different shows. And then lastly, close interaction warmly. Close interaction with, is there anything further I may assist you with, Mr. Smith? And enjoy your visit with us, Mr. Smith. Now, it's very important to understand that there should be no type of slang while at the desk. Yes, it does happen sometimes, but I did make some proper verbiage when speaking to the guest. It either comes from welcoming the guest while check-in, good morning, good afternoon, evening, sir or madam or Mr. Smith. Welcome to whatever hotel that you might have me working at. Welcome back, Mr. Smith. How was your day? It's nice to see you again. It is a pleasure to have you with us. It was a pleasure to have you with us, Mr. Jackson. Several different ways to make sure you're utilizing the correct verbiage while speaking to the guests. Whether what hotel you're at, whether it's a 5-star, whether it's a 4-star, whether it's a bed and breakfast, it's always proper to do the correct verbiage when you are speaking to a guest. I want to thank you for taking my training session today for check-ins. Remember, all great guest experiences begin with the great first impression. First impressions matter, especially for a luxury business where the customer expectations are high. In the hotel industry, the front office department is the department which welcomes guests and is the first impression to the guest. The needs of trained persons have the ability to perform the basic front office operations in a hotel efficiently are increasing. By giving training to the individual about the front office skills, the hotel can generate or increase their revenue. Hopefully, this training will give you a better understanding of how to check in guests. Remember to take your time and don't rush the check in. Everything will come over time, and you'll become more comfortable at the check in.